he's a New York playwright. He's some sort of playwright, and he said, "I, in honor of Palestine, until this horrible crisis ends, I will no longer be taking my immuno whatever medication, and if I remain off it long enough, I will develop full-blown AIDS. Right now, I just have HIV. So you guys got to solve this thing, or I'm gonna get AIDS." Israel weighed in. They said, "Hey, what are you gonna do?"
Brooklyn chapter.
He gets AIDS. Hey, I don't know.
You see the guy got 217 COVID shots.
Was that a real story? I thought it was a
that
joke.
Was a real. No, I think it was.
Did he turn into COVID?
AIDS,
yeah, he's the ultimate.
Palestine.
He has no regular blood left. It's all vaccine.
Yeah, 217 vaccines. And then scientists took an interest in him. They said that his COVID resistance level was equivalent to that of someone who took 3 shots. the other 214 were kind of a waste of time. And
what was he getting them for?
You know,
oh, here we go. Oh, he has like a whole. He has a whole website. Oh man, he made all. Look at this.
Guy was getting like 3 vaccines in a day.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Oh, this is the HIV guy. I thought.
He loves us so much he might die.
Can I say to the HIV guy, bitch, because we had that Air Force dude who set himself on fire. Okay, self-immolation is as hardcore as it gets. I don't know if you've ever seen anybody burn themselves alive before, but it ain't quick.
That guy's already kind of been forgotten.
See the cop that dude goes in front, pours gasoline all over himself, lights himself on fire, starts screaming, free Palestine, free Palestine. A cop comes up and pulls his gun on him. Like, what are you doing?
Don't worry, guys, I got it under control.
Welcome to America.
Please. What's great is you can hear another guy yelling at him, and he's like, "Will you get fucking a fire extinguisher?" I got him on the. Don't worry, it's got it under control.
Pepper sprays him.
Pepper sprays. Yeah.
Pepper spray.
Putting it out, but
resisting.
Dude, that's so wild.
Yeah.
To burn yourself alive for a conflict happening a world away.
Especially in today. Look, that would like in
this is the guy who look. I noticed a few minutes ago. Taylor said, "What are empathic people? People who aren't psychopaths." And then here he is. Who would burn themselves alive for those people dying on the other side of the world? No empathy whatsoever for the Palestinians. None. Okay,
you'd make a terrible ship's counselor.
You got me.
Clearly a Republican.
Also got him.
Dude, at least when those monks were doing it in fucking Cambodia or whatever, it was like, why are you doing this? Well, you're killing us right now. Here,
also, it was at a period of time where I didn't experience man-made horrors beyond my comprehension literally every 15 seconds. The guy lights himself on fire now. I'm like, oh, whatever. I watched a Chinese guy get wrapped around industrial machinery and spun to the ground 100 times. That was way worse.
Yeah,
that was. Dude, you spin yourself around a lathe for Palestine, then you get the eyeballs.
I don't take it real seriously. I'd be like, oh my God. I watched that guy's limbs get whipped into the ground at 100 miles an hour.
We gotta do something. That was ghastly.
I can't take any more of that, Mr. President. Please.
If you set yourself on fire and jump into an industrial lathe, I'll go to Palestine tomorrow.
What if it was one of those, those compactors that's just 2 wheels with teeth spinning into each other that they throw like whole cars and barbecue grills into? I'd like to think it would be a quick death. But my luck, it would just like grate the flesh off me for a while. And my head would just like be in there spinning as it just like slowly took chunks of it.
They dispose of cows with those things.
Oh, I've seen it. Yes, that's right. Yeah. Actually, on second thought, it eats those cows quick.
Yeah, you would you'd have to jump head first. Like that's the only way to get that done.
I'm sure people have fallen into them.
Dude, it doesn't matter. You're going to die within 10 seconds. 5. Yeah. It's pretty quick.
A rough 5 seconds.
Yeah.
All right. What would you pick?
Head.
Yeah, dive.
I think it takes a while.
Remember Alabama? I think maybe put that guy to death with like nitrogen asphyxiation about a month ago. Would you rather take that untested, unproven method, or we throw you into old chomp?
Nitrogen. That's beyond. That's the easiest decision.
You can dive head first into the trash machine if you want.
Will a lot of people watch it?
I mean, on 4chan.
Okay.
on Lively.
So you're saying I could be a recurring GIF on.
You know what the joke would be? The joke would be that your diving form was off, and it would just be like cartoons holding up like low numbers, like it was the Olympics as you died.
Yeah,
like that,
I mean,
that's how
nitrogen.
you get immortalized.
Yeah.
Did you ever see this Onion video? This was my favorite Onion video ever. Ohio replaces lethal injection with a machine that rips your head off. This beautiful 3D rendered thing, and it's like it then grabs the prisoner's head and just
rips your head. Have you seen those
please do that. That's pretty great.
Those terrifying photos of it's like some 34-year-old woman who's like, I'm sad. I'm going to the Netherlands to be in the suicide pod. And then it's like them laying in a pod, giving a thumbs up as they're about to be killed.
Well, a lady just did that famously. A lady, she was tweeting the day she live streamed her last day. She's like, hey, let's have a little party. And everyone's like, oh my God, what horrible disease does she has that she wants to die? And they're like, oh, chronic fatigue. She's just real sleepy all the time. And you're like, oh man, then she's gonna
little coffee could have saved that life.
There's a way around this.
At that point, if you're so fatigued you want to kill yourself, try every upper on earth. Try them all. What's the worst that happens? You get a hot shot
what
of
would you
Fent?
prescribe to her, Dr. Taylor?
Coke. A huge amount of cocaine. And then if she notices she has to shit very soon afterward, that's a lot of baby laxative in there. You need a better guy. So that's what she needs. A little bit of drugs. I mean, why not? If the alternative is going to Canada or fucking the Netherlands, I thought it was the Netherlands for some reason. Maybe I'm wrong. But going there and sitting in a pod and dying, Jesus.
You ever?
Do they do the pod still? I thought the pod was like a proof of concept.
You mean you can kill someone anywhere? I guess.
Ever read about the suicide roller coaster concept?
Yes. Yeah.
Because they're like, listen, we want to be able to kill people, so we'll just design a roller coaster that reaches such a height that you just lose all oxygen when you get to the top of the loop, and then you're just dead coming back down. You don't even feel it.
I remember it being a lot of
that's a ridiculous idea.
It was a lot of
it's actually it could work. It's
the point of it was that it was so many loops in a row.
Oh, so many loops. Yeah, that's what it was.
And they weren't apparently there's a way that roller coaster loops are made in an elongated way so that it puts less G's on your body. And this would be made in a way so it's maximizing the G's you're feeling. And so you would be loop after smaller or after bigger loop after and just until you die.
You just need to be in a centrifuge and spun. You don't need a whole track and
or how many tall buildings do we already have?
Then there's there could be a ride. It could be like Splash Mountain, characters are singing and shit.
You definitely can't take them to altitude.
Splash Mountain.
Hey, there you go. That looks fun.
A hypothetical euthanasia roller coaster. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Can you imagine the guy who came up with this? Where they're like, you got to come up with something. They're going to cut our funding. He's like,
welcome to the Global Science Conference. We've just seen a man who can turn water into electricity. What do you have? A roller coaster that kills people?
I think
you're not allowed to be a scientist anymore, sir.
Yeah, we're revoking your science card. You've used it for evil, for foolishness.
It's like when The Rock made that child molesting robot.
When do you think they will understand we are both scam artists? They should bronze bull those guys, put them on the cart and send them through.
Yeah, you can just spin the person
of their own machine.
Taylor, you ever watch somebody do something that's clearly just real hard, but then convince yourself, I could do that if I wanted to?
Yeah, I've seen those oil rig workers where I'm like, I could do that without getting caught in the machinery immediately.
I'd last a week easy.
Dude, one metal pipe just...
and they're like slapping that chain around and pulling that huge thing over, putting a new section of pipe in, and there's shit moving everywhere that could kill, and they're just clamping it on. They got a whole rhythm to it, and then all of a sudden he lets it go, and you see go, and everybody looks down the hole at the pipe just disappeared down into the earth.
The 3,000 yards it just fell into
shit,
the belly of the earth. Yeah, I think oil rig worker is the most recent video I've seen.
Well, I watched a little film last night called Everest, I think. It's about a failed expedition to summit Mount Everest. You've
Was
probably
that the
seen it. It's got,
documentary, or was that the
Jake Gyllenhaal and like a ton of
but it is
A-list
based
actors
on
in
the
it.
story,
Like everybody's in it. Like it's the most recent Mount Everest movie with like every good actor in it.
It's like the based on a true story type thing, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
At the end, they show you the real life people's pictures, and you're like, damn, that's good casting. Like, a lot of them look a lot like the actors. It's really impressive. But dude, I think I'd climb Mount Everest if I wanted to. Because and hear me out. Hear me out. The climbing Mount Everest seems to me to be vacationing to Nepal and then having your shit carried to the base camp and then hanging out there for like 6 or 8 weeks while you acclimate to like the altitude. And then you sort of go on a really tough hike for like a day up some steep shit that's covered in ropes and pegs and guides while some people carry your shit for you and you're on oxygen. It just seems like a tough hike that you need to be a millionaire to go on.
I don't know.
The guys
right
going
now,
on it are not like super mountaineers. It is like a lot of rich guys just like doing it for the sake of doing it.
That's why the deaths are not impressive. It's not like the greatest mountaineers in the world. It's not like K2 like killed a bunch of people or something. It's fucking Bob the orthodontist who always dreamed of summiting. And in that movie I watched, sure enough, there's this weak fucking link. Taylor, he has bronchitis, clearly. You know that raspy cough where it's like, there's like clearly liquidy gunk going on. He has that the day before. The day before they're going to go to the summit. They're like,
you need
all right, we're going
check
up tomorrow. And it's like his second trip. He'd already failed once before because weather came in. And this is a guy who works 3 jobs and has been given a discount. And the school that helped him raise money back home because he's a teacher, like, gave him this little flag to plant up there. So it's like, pull at your heartstrings, we got to get Doug up there. That was his name, Doug, by the way. Doug don't make it.
Was his name, yeah.
Does he make it up?
Oh, he makes it up. That's why everybody died. He was like, you can't not let me do this. And the guy was like, fuck, all right, let's try. And he like took so long getting him to the top and they died. They both died up there because of Doug. Doug, in the movie, I think, goes like crazy and he's like, oh, I'm so hot. I gotta get this shit off.
I gotta take off these clothes.
And then is like, while he's fumbling to take off his parka or whatever, slides off the mountain into the abyss that is, the side of Mount Everest.